Now, there are a couple of things you can do to tweak the interface of Premiere Pro to set it up for multi-camera editing. First up, let's go to our standard editing workspace, and I'll just click the panel menu here and reset to my saved layout. I'm going to go ahead and also make sure that I'm taking a look at the multi-camera preview monitor as well. Now, if you don't see this view, the keyboard shortcut of Shift-0 will toggle it on and off. Or perhaps you map that to the external keypad like I suggested. However, there's some extra space here, so let's bring up a button. Clicking the plus button will bring up the menu editor. I can drop down a spacer here to put a little separation. You see that makes it easy to put a gap in. And now we'll bring up the multi-camera view and the ability to toggle the recording on and off for the multi-camera editor. There we go. And when I click OK, those buttons are now updated, meaning that we can take a look and switch over to the multi-camera view and control whether or not we're actually making edits when we switch. All right, easy enough. Let's make a little more room too. So I'll just click here in between the two panels and drag, giving me more ability to see what we're doing. And we'll just move the effect controls so they're active. There we go. I'll select that clip there. Now, it did make an edit because we were in edit mode, so let's turn that off for a moment. And I'll just click on that edit point and press the backspace key to join it. All right, let's make sure that the multi-camera editing option is off. Otherwise, if that's on and you click, it will actually start to add edit points. You see here as we make the clicks, it starts to actually add cuts. Stop, those are added to the timeline. Now, this button here, the multi-camera record, is going to be useful if you're just switching between angles, but if you use the cut command that we picked earlier, you don't have to worry about enabling that, but this just gives you some flexibility if you're previewing the multiple edits or if you're actually making the cuts. We'll talk more about editing in just a moment. All right, I like how this is split up. I can see my basic effect controls. I've got everything where I want it to. I've got a larger preview monitor here. In fact, I don't really need as much space down here in the timeline panel, so let's just make that a little smaller and drag down. And now from the window menu, I'll choose Workspaces, Save as New Workspace, and just give it a descriptive name like multi-camera. Now, I've already made one of these workspaces, so this is going to overwrite it, but you might not have one yet. And now it makes it really simple to switch in between. Now I can easily choose different options here and have things update. Now that extra step of saving this as a multi-camera workspace is going to make it that much easier so that you can quickly switch tasks. Now when it comes time to edit with multi-camera, you can click a button and everything's laid out. All right, Premiere Pro is set up. I've got my external keyboard here to make editing easier. You can use your own keyboard if you don't have that option. I've also configured the user interface so it's going to be a bit faster to work with. Now that everything's all set up, let's actually start to edit.